When I've been talking to other entrepreneurs when they have been with the company in the same position where we are now with iGoMoon, they kind of talk about that breakthrough moment when they actually pushed forward and invested in this position.
Good enough, so you gotta be great, and I'ma do whatever it takes. Doing what I love in life, and I'll pay the price, and not stopping even if the shit kills me, even if it kills me.
You do the countdown. I'm ready.
3, 2.
I'm here. Hi, everyone, and welcome to MattGron Talks. We can start over.
Okay.
Hello, my friends, and welcome to MattGron Talk. And this is... Hello, my friends, and welcome to MattGron Talk. And, of course, that was also... I don't know. Hello, my friends, and welcome to MattGron Talks. Here I'm sharing my... No?
Almost. 3, 2, 1.
Hello, my friends, and welcome to MattGron Talks. My name is Mattias Gronborg, aka MattGron, and this is episode 123, my friends. And here I share my scaling up journey, building iGoMoon from nothing to something. And, of course, as usual, the one and only, my co-host, Svea Malina Landshoff. How are you doing, Svea?
I am doing great. Hi, Mattias, and welcome to MattGron Talks. This is where entrepreneurship runs smack into reality. 3 times per week, in case you didn't know. We actually do episodes every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday with different topics, and we have a framework in place. Mattias, want to share that with everyone who might be new to this venture here?
Yes, we have a framework for you guys, and every Monday I share my self-development journey, growing as a human being and a leader. And every Wednesday I talk about stuff I'm learning in the entrepreneurial process, scaling up iGoMoon. And every Friday, which is today, I'm talking about my self-inventory, things that I could have done different or differently. I always forget differently. And I also talk about things I have learned during the week, and then we are also celebrating the victories.
Yes.
Or the things, the fun things.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's
We're
important. Yes, important to celebrate all the small things along the way. So Then I would say let's jump in our Friday episode then. Like you said, you're sharing your self-inventory, and you also share with us what happened throughout the week. And I know there were some things happening. So share with everyone. What were you up to this week on your moonshot journey?
Yeah, I think, we had the julbord, the Christmas party on Tuesday, so
my personal highlight.
Yeah, exactly. So kind of early in the week, it felt almost as Friday. I think that also made the week extra long, so to speak. And I think it has been a super fun week, except for the Christmas party. We have also been here in the new office. We are still fine-tuning some stuff, and I can really feel an energy that people really like it here. I think that's very exciting. And then I have also been working a lot on some of the in some of the recruitment processes. So we signed off a HR person, which is super fun. A person that I have been looking for almost like 2 months now, and so finally we have a HR talent acquisition person starting in January, and her name is Matilda, and that's super fun because we have a goal for the next year to recruit 12 people, and she will become like a linchpin to make that happen. So of course that's something we can celebrate.
Absolutely.
And it's very important to do this.
Yeah.
It's like, put that celebration
Yeah.
in. It's like making a deposit to the victory bank account or
Yeah,
something like.
I feel that too, because like, I don't know
Yeah.
if you realize, but I think in the last, I don't know, 20, 30 episodes, whenever you say celebrating the victories, I also do it. Because I feel it.
Yeah.
It's nice. Yeah. Celebrate. Okay. Book
Yeah,
this under
exactly.
celebrations for the week. I think
Yeah.
it's great news because I know how
Yeah.
important the HR position is in order to scale up iGoMoon. And yeah, like you just said, you have still a couple of people to recruit. So that's really good to get some help there so you can grow and get the next bigger office next year then.
Yeah, it's a very important like investment we are doing, and it's also super fun. I also, think or feel it a little bit. How should I say? Like scary, But I when I've been talking to other entrepreneurs when they have been with the company in the same position where we are now with iGoMoon, people they kind of talk about that breakthrough moment when they actually pushed forward and invested in this position somewhere when they had an like a head count of 15-20 people like where we are now. So I think like 80% of this HR role will be focused on talent acquisition and also like building a relationship with the schools where we also find a lot of the really good interns here for iGoMoon and there's like a full-time work. It's almost like a sales role basically, because today the really good talents you need to be out there and sourcing and building a relationship, networking, and super important. And I don't have that time anymore as the CEO, and 20% of this role probably will be focused on more on the HR work, like creating the policies or guidelines or playbooks, and also supporting the team leaders and with HR work. So
sounds great. I'm happy to hear that. I was just waiting for the episode where you would reveal we found someone for HR, because I know how important that is. All right, let's continue with the week. Are there any more highlights in the week, or should we go into your self-inventory?
Let's move over to the self-inventory, I think.
Okay. So what could you have done better this week, Mattias? Any insights?
I had a not so good thing happen today. I was looking at the wrong Friday because in my calendar, I invited people for a meeting in December, and then, in the next moment, I was like, okay, what about this afternoon? Oh, it seems kind of open. And then I started to do something else, and I actually missed the meeting. But it actually went well. It was like a design presentation in the recruitment process with one of the UA/UX candidates, but Eric was also invited in that meeting as well, so he ended up doing that on his own. And to be honest, that meeting was more between him and the candidate, because I'm not the person actually doing this, what do you say, like I'm not the one who is summarizing the work assignment for the design candidates anyway. So he was the right person in the meeting, and but of course it was not good missing that without communication. I also called her, talked with her, and everything was fine, and we booked the next step in the process. So we are.
You put this on the right day now on the calendar.
The thing is, it was on the right day. Thing was I was not on the right day. So,
okay, I get it now.
it was in the calendar, but I was looking, when I was planning this Friday afternoon, for some reason I was looking in the second week of December.
Then we can book this under human malfunction, not the calendar, but human. Okay. Then let's go over to the next part of the self-inventory. So what did you learn this week?
Something that I introduced this week was actually, in the recruitment process. I know we talked about this before. Here at iGoMoon, we have like a reading list. We have we have several reading lists. We have required reading, mandatory reading, and there is a book, Build to Sell. We talked about that before, right? And now we actually, in the recruitment process, when people prepare their the work assignment, depending on what kind of role we are hiring, they get different assignments. But there is two things going on together with the assignment, and they are doing like the certification, the inbound marketing certification. And now they're also reading this book, Build to Sell.
Okay.
So, but that's actually something that it comes from, during this year, we have started really, when someone is leaving iGoMoon, we do offboardings.
Okay.
In a much, in a bigger scale, where we interview the person leaving iGoMoon, like several questions.
Is that to improve and maybe see where something could have went better, or what's the reason?
Yeah, exactly. Instead of putting the head in the sand and let's see it as an opportunity to grow and learn. And I think it's super interesting because in that process you really realize, okay, I mean, these answers really show that maybe it was not the right perfect match, culture fit thing. Maybe you can't change that, right?
Yeah.
And on the other side, there could be things like, if we are listening to this answer, how could we, prevent it? And I have seen a pattern where people, the most simple way to express it actually, that if you look from a creative perspective going on in iGoMoon, if we look back as an agency, like a design, like a website agency, where 10 years ago it was more about how the website actually looked, right? Yeah. Today, it's actually more about how it performs. It's about data. It's more about the numbers and actually reaching goals, achieving goals on the marketing and sales side. And in that process, today we focus much more on, best practices, building the right processes and stuff. And I think people over here, we try to create a factory, to really scale up a company, you need to create something that really works, more like a factory compared to this, the old agency approach. Yeah, thank you for helping me out there. And I think that book really describes what we are trying to create.
Okay.
And so it's super good if when people read that book, you could actually have a discussion like, okay, what do you think about the book? Like, because the book, it's like a fiction. If I really recommend everyone to read that book if you want to build as a founder and entrepreneur, if you want to build a company that really works, without you, and then that is actually able to grow without you in the future, then you should read that book. Because it first describes a company in chaos, and the entrepreneur, he kind of meets a mentor, and in that process he learns a lot of things, and he goes out and apply that. And I think it's not a long book; it's like 120 or 130 pages or something.
So it's more like a story where you learn something along the way, rather than like a handbook. Okay, do this and this and this. Yeah. So, okay, that's
Haven't
nice.
you read that book?
No.
It's on the mandatory list.
I never received a mandatory list.
You have been writing about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, sounds interesting. Yeah,
but it's a book. We could probably talk much more about that book. I think, but let's get back to what I learned. I learned that it's a good time now to actually really start, pushing that book much more, like because we could, in the process, after when people have been reading it, you can actually have a discussion like, okay, how do you feel about working in a company with these processes? And if you think it's more like a factory, and I think it's especially on the design side. I was talking about that we're recruiting designers. I mean, if a designer is more into, painting paintings. In that process, the designer always wants to start, from scratch. Sorry. Getting a little bit excited, like on a white paper, and maybe the person doesn't want to follow like a specific process and stuff. So I learned that, and I implemented that during this week. I think I started last week actually, but as usual, the context of the self-inventory is not always
bigger.
It's more about things I'm reflecting upon, and then I share them. Something I have learned also doing this offboarding, things when we're asking questions. I think it's interesting also to see what people answers, because of course every time when someone is leaving, especially if someone is leaving kind of quick and been with us for a long time, then I think you need to be extra you need to pay attention, so you don't repeat that mistake if you have done a mistake in the process.
But what are some patterns that you have noticed? Something that comes up more often?
Something I can see, which is also something we really need to work on as a company, is that when it goes wrong, it's actually to get the leaders together having the same perspective, I think, and how we are going to succeed with achieving the vision we have for the company, because the person leaving could maybe experience that they get one version from me, and maybe another version from another leader, and another version from another leader. Does it make sense?
Yeah, I understand.
like it's important to get everything weaved, the leadership weaved together.
So everyone's on the exact same page and says the same things, works for the same things. Yeah.
Yeah, and then also, I mean, it could also show a lack of patience in the person leaving, because in one way, I'm talking about the vision. I'm always living 2-3 years ahead compared to where maybe the team leaders are operating. So I mean, so I always there is so many things working together, but I mean it gives you an opportunity to really reflect upon things. So yeah. And but I mean then you could also hear things that you're doing these offboardings that you realize, okay, this is, I mean, here we are not really a good fit with each other. Like,
sounds like a good idea to implement these offboardings. I have actually never heard about this. It makes total sense. If you have an onboarding, why not also have an offboarding?
I think like a couple of times I have heard things like, I didn't get a new computer or a new phone. That's really when I feel, okay, we are not a good culture fit. I mean, if we then I think we as an entrepreneurial company, like a small growing company, we're trying to do, I mean, everything with the thing, the money we have. I mean, we can't throw away a 2 years old MacBook computer because there is a new person joining us. So then I definitely think that the person might, that person need a work at a much bigger company. So
that's a standard they're going for, like a new MacBook every year or something, and a new iPhone for work. Maybe not the best fit then right now. Okay, Mattias.
But that's a good example of.
I think you already talked about the victories of this week, which is obviously the HR person being signed off now. Is there anything else you want to add to the kudos/victory section of your self-inventory?
I mean, time flies. I think the HR this week, the signing off the HR role, victory, and then we had the Christmas party, julbord, boom, victory. Having fun together.
With amazing presents.
Right. I think, I ended up with a popcorn machine.
You got that. I had that too for a couple of seconds when we played the game.
So, and of course, I'm still, you can't celebrate the old victories too long, but I have my diploma now on the wall over there.
Yeah, I saw that.
Week. I got the award, but that was super fun. Still grateful for that. So I mean, let's wrap up maybe.
Let's wrap up. All right.
Call it a Friday. So
let's go off to the weekend.
Thanks for watching MattGron Talks, and I hope I see you, or we see you in the next one. And so
hit the bell.
Hit the bell.
And subscribe. Yes, please do that. And leave a comment if you want to know anything or have any ideas for future topics. That would be lovely. Otherwise, hope to see you in the next one. And thank you, Mattias.